medyo, ano na, there's a little bit of clarity now in the connections all the other characters have with Otokawa. Right? So, nabisto ni Otokawa ang modus ni Dobu. Right? He got that suspicion from his friend, from his doctor na friend niya. Si Dr. Gorigi, yung gorilla, yung bakulaw. Right? Can't believe I'm going as a doctor here. Right? I don't know how we tied it all up, pero tinanong, minanto-man talk na si Dobu. And Dobu admitted that he has a connection with Ishikawa. Right? And Otokawa's last words to Dobu, stay away from me. Is it? So, I don't understand, so it's not my business. Right? Now, I don't know if Dobu's going to take this seriously, but a mandrill pissing off a walrus, it's, I don't know if it's what's called this? I don't know if it's a law of nature, but if I were Dobu, I would take this threat seriously from Otokawa. Right? He's a walrus. And well, they may be docile creatures in real life, but walruses are predators. They're technically predators. Mandrills, no. Mas predator pa sa kanilang gorilla. Okay? You look at it that way. Final scene. Well, Ducky is on this date with this girl whom I figured out, parang namumukha ko she's a member of that idol group. Pero hindi talaga lubos ang kilala ni Ducky. So, well, here's the dinner bill. He doesn't know how to pay it. Mukhang kukulamin siya. Yes. Paano ba naman sa isang first class restaurant niya dinala yung babae? Right? Buntot mo, hila mo. Overall, yeah, it's a good episode. Pace-wise, maganda yung pacing niya. No sleeper moments. Okay? What time is it now? It's 8:42 p.m. now, and this episode of Odd Taxi had no sleeper moments. Hindi ako inantok ni minsan. Right? Hindi ako inantok ni minsan. Not 1 second. You saw that, guys. Right? It was paced really well. There are tense moments because when it comes to Dobu, the Mandel gangsta, it's always a tense moment. Kahit na what you call this? He has this huge bullseye on his back that even a content creator like that Hippo na yung unang pasero pinasakay ni Otokawa. Right? Yep, he's already announced online that he's going to catch Dobu. Right? I don't think that's a good idea. But anyway, Flow. The only big gear shift here that I saw was Otokawa telling Dobu to stay away from him. Right? That's a bold statement. Kasi when your life is being threatened, you have to threaten back. Okay? It's human nature. Right? It's human nature actually. Instead of giving into threats, give the other guy a threat. Yeah. Takutan kayo. Ang unang bumigay, talo. Yan lang yun eh. Right? That's the law of the street. And Otokawa knows it really well. He showed it right there in that particular sequence. He's not to be He's not scared that easily. Dahil na alam na niya yung connection between Nishikawa and Dobo. Right? And he figured it out from another person pa. Okay? Just goes to show you, right? This particular gear shift just goes to show you how smart the main protagonist is. Taxi driver lang yan. Right? Taxi driver lang yan. He was able to piece together these connections to serve, to either save his life or serve his own interests. That's how smart Odokawa is. Now, there is another gear shift here na that we can mention. Yung the final scene. Okay? Medyo natawa ako sa final scene kasi you can consider this a gear shift. Mukhang may expose na si Daki. Right? Yung best friend ni Odokawa na Maching. Na professional poser pala to. Right? If Daki continues this charade, he can be mapagkakamalan na siya sexual predator nito eh. I tell you. And the girl he's dating is only 18. Member pa ng idol group, hindi pa lang niya alam. Hindi pa niya alam. Alright? So, yeah. I feel that Daki's lesson is going to come. Probably in the next few episodes. Right? Kasi, binala na nga rin siya ni Odokawa eh. In episode 3. Episode 3 yun. You keep on doing that, naku, matotrouble ka. That's essentially what Odokawa said to Daki. Right? So, what happened in the final scene, you can consider that a gear shift. Right? Plot. If you did not watch this episode in full, hindi mo magigets. Hindi mo magigets. Right? Because the deep dive factor is that deep. Right? Well, I'm not saying na hindi malinis ang storya. Okay? Maganda ang pagkaka-plot ng episode na to. For anime fans like me who always look for that deep dive factor in an episode or even in a whole anime, this is a treat. This is a real treat for anime fans like me. Okay? Talagang, well, I tell you, the plot is so good, you really have to watch the entire episode, start to finish. But rest assured, there are no sleeper moments in this episode. Walang sleeper moment dito. Ni minsan hindi ako inantok sa episode na to. So, that makes it a really great episode. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Mama Lifestyle? So, Odd Taxi episode 5. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. What a way to come back from a mediocre rating. Kasi episode 4, I gave it this. Kasi talagang, well, Tanaka, okay? The raccoon, he actually is a raccoon. Tanaka, that character, I don't know why he's there. Inantok ako sa backstory niya. Right? Inantok ako. He's blaming his basically his addiction to mobile games on Odokawa. Kasalanan man ni Odokawa na nawala sa'yo yung chance na ma-access yung ganong feature sa game. Right? He was lucky to be alive. Kasi talagang mabubundo na siya ni Odokawa eh. Okay? Mabubundo na siya eh. He was very busy playing while crossing the street. Hindi mo dapat gawin yun. Right? And now he blames Odokawa for that mishap he got in the game. Parang gusto nang dugulin eh. Parang gusto nang pumasok sa anime na batukan yung Tanakang yun eh. Gamo ka pa. Right? He's an idiot. Okay? Tanaka is an idiot. Okay? So, I am glad the animators no longer focus on his story, on his side of this whole storyline. We just confined it to one episode. And pinakita rin si Tanaka rito, he was actually following Odokawa. He was stalking Odokawa. To the point, even to the clinic. Kasi pinatawag siya ni Dr. Gorigi. Yun na, may sasabihin pa ng importante. So, even to that time na, yun, kanina, in that episode na, hanggang doon, sinundan niya si Odokawa. Right? Yes! He's in no position to stop anybody, much less stalk the person who ruined his online gaming life. You're in no fucking position to do that, Tanaka. Right? What you have is an addiction. An addiction to mobile games that almost cost you your life. Hindi kasalanan ni Odokawa yun. Ano ito? Muntik ka na nga niyang banggain. Pero, whose fault is it? You were playing a mobile game while crossing the street. In any court of law, baka si Odokawa pa manalo sa kaso eh. Wala siya kasalanan. Right? He's the one who has the right of way, not Tanaka. If you would look at it from a legal standpoint, Tanaka is the one at fault here, not Odokawa. Okay? So, well, I just proved to all of you once again that this anime has that deep dive factor. This episode has that deep dive factor. I just expounded on it, alright? To real life application. That's fine. I am so glad na nakabawi ang anime na to from the last episode. Right? They delivered a really good one this time. So again, Odd Taxi episode 5. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Lifestyle. Next episode has been teasered. Ang gulo. Ang gulo eh. Ito magulo tong teaser na to. Kaya, basically, do not trust teasers. It's okay to see snippets of the next episode. It's our job now as anime fans to wait for it, watch it, and judge it for ourselves. Okay, I'm speechless. I'm gonna tell you why. Well, Colonel Maeda is recuperating from the hospital, then all of a sudden, he gets this idea of visiting that kid vampire, and yun nga, eventually nalaman niya na, you know, he's the reason why Misaki is a vampire. Oh, I forgot his name. I forgot that kid vampire's name. Pero siya, ang dahilan kung bakit naging vampire si Misaki. Now, we still have no idea on what Maeda's relationship with Misaki is. Alright? So, final scene. Well, Code Zero has been disbanded, but Lieutenant General Nakajima still pushed it. Okay? Pinatay pa niya ang Secretary of Defense. Right? Now, there's chaos in the city because of his envisioned vampire unit. And Colonel Maeda's caught in between. Right? Yung mga tao niya, sila Takeuchi, sinugod nila yung parang stronghold ng mga elite vampires. Only to find them dead. All of them. Alright? So yun ang final scene. Overall, it's a really good episode. Right? It's a really good episode. Bakit? Well, because of the pace, I got that apocalypse feels. Parang naramdaman ko, parang katapusan na ng mundo eh. Here's why. Kasi, General Nakajima released yung mga, kumbaga yung mismong Code Zero. Yung mismong Code Zero niya. Isang batalyon ng mga S-class vampires, pinagpapatay yung mga unranked. They suddenly came in by train. They just killed every last unranked vampire in Tokyo. Because of the pacing of this episode, yan, talaga naramdaman ko na parang everything is in chaos. Katapusan na naman ng mundo. Ano ang feeling ko eh. Yung flow, I can only cite 2 gear shifts here eh. One, yung pagtakas ni Maeda from the hospital just to confront that kid vampire. Noong pa man, may suspicion na siya na vampire siya eh. Right? Then the final gear shift came when ayun nga, the real Code Zero was unleashed. Hindi man lang hinintay yung feedback ng mga tauhan ni ng tauhan ni Maeda. Alright? So those were big gear shifts probably in this whole anime. Plot-wise, talagang pinag-isipan ng plot nito. Alright? It's the kind of plot that will really make the viewer think. It made me think. Lalo yung sa part ng kinumpronta ni Maeda yung battle ng vampire. Alright? Sabi niya, what is a vampire doing in a playhouse? So, marami na rin yung vampire. He was the one who turned Misaki into a vampire. Right? Yung babaeng namatay ko sa pilot through, we can call that death by sunlight. Sana lang, naging abo nung tinamaan na sikat ng araw. Right? Talagang vampire. Vampire siya talaga. And wow. Okay. Not only did it make me think about Maeda's and Misaki's true relationship, it also made me think of why General Nakajima would overstep his bounds this way. Pinatigil na sa kanya yung Vampire Project, tinapos pa rin niya. Tinapos pa rin niya. And he unleashed it in Tokyo. Right? Oo nga, pero there's a rampage of unranked vampires in Tokyo tonight. Pero wala ka na ba tiwala sa binuo ni Colonel Maeda? Yung talagang nakilala ng Code Zero. Alright? So, through the plot, we took a hard look at 2 possible enemies here that Colonel Maeda and his bunch will face in succeeding episodes. Okay, so 1 from the home front and 2 of course from the main battle area. I forgot that kid vampire's name. Tatandaan ko na lang next time, okay? Promise. Tatandaan mo yan. he may probably be the main villain of this anime. Yung batang yun. Yung batang vampire na yun. Alright? And you would also be led to believe that he was the one responsible for the murders of his fellow S-class vampires na natagpuan nila Kuruso na patay na. They were supposed to catch them alive. Pero pagdating nila dun, wala. Bulagta lahat. They're all dead. They're all dead. So, this episode really made me think about how this anime is going to run. Okay? How this anime is going to end. Right? I believe this is a 13 episode run. Mars Red. Right? So we're not yet in the we're not yet through with the first half of the run. Wala pang episode 7. Wala pa tayo sa episode 7, hindi pa pinapalabas. Okay, but right now, pace, flow, and plot came together for this episode. They worked their magic. All worked their individual magic to give us a great episode like this. So, Mars Red episode 5. Thumbs up. Deserve nga. There's another reason why. Alright? Colonel Maeda, right? As you know, nag-collapse na lang sa final scene ng previous episode. Right? So yeah, I suspect that he had a heart attack kasi he was clinging onto his chest when he dropped to his knees. Right? Kasi, sobrang pagod, sobrang puyat, tapos nag-yoyosi pa. That will take a toll on your heart. Right? But, despite that, and it's all General Nakajima's fault. Inaamin naman niya eh. He pushed Colonel Maeda to the brink of exhaustion because of this, yung mga, he probably instilled the sense of urgency too strongly on Maeda. Kaya yun, hospital. But he was physically and mentally able enough to get to the bottom of something. Yun nga, yung sa kid vampire. Tinaasa pa niya mga tutulog sa hospital just to confront him at the risk of his own life. Tandaan nyo, Colonel Maeda is the only human member of Code Red, of Code Zero. Right? He's the only human member, pero siya ang leader. So, physically, he's the most vulnerable. So, may iba niya kasama niya, puro vampire lahat yan eh. Okay, puro vampire lahat yan. But you can't blame Colonel Maeda. If the chaos that has ensued in this episode spills over to the next few episodes, you can't blame Colonel Maeda. He's done his job. He's done his job really well. He became a bit too overzealous. Kasi, hospital eh. Right? Hospital. And, well, I hope the Code Zero we know, those 5, will get to the bottom of this. Kasi, ba't yung nga naman? Si Nagayama nga eh. Question eh. Hindi mabutos ng ganito si Colonel Maeda. If it's going to cause panic in the city, may point. May point si Nagayama. Right? Hindi siya mabutos ng ganito. So, the entire team now is now assuming that Maeda has nothing to do with this. Okay? They're now suspecting General Nakajima. Siya lang naman ang general na may access sa mga vampires eh. Alright? Siya lang. Siya lang ang senior official ng Japanese Armed Forces na mayroong access sa mga vampires. So, that's another deep dive factor right there. Right? Mars Red has that deep dive factor, folks. A lifestyle. So, if you're still missing out on this anime, I don't know why. I don't know why. So again, Mars Red episode 5. Thumbs up. Solid 2 thumbs up. Title of the next episode has been teasered. You know. You know, I don't know what's the rationale behind the strategy of just teasering the next episode's title, or not teasering at all. But it's really effective because, well, I'm a branding advisor myself. So you're not going to give the viewer anything about the next episode. You might as well do well in the current one. So that will become their motivation to watch the next one. Tama ba? Tama? Tama ko! Wow! Grabe! Right? Meliodas now knows what to do when inside someone's head. Okay? He can't stay that long, so he's gotta make the most of it. And that's exactly what he did here. Of course, through Gauter's help, nakapasok siya sa utak ni Zeldris. And, well, here comes Gelda with the assist. Tinulungan siya. So, it's now up to, mentally, it's now up to both Gelda and Zeldris to mentally incapacitate the Demon King. Right? Final scene. Well, the captain has just declared the mission name. Means only one thing to the other deadly sins. This mission has priority. This mission has priority. Grabe. And Escanor has just announced that it is high noon. His powers are now at its peak. Kaya, well, ako Demon King, ihahanda ko na katawan ko. Ihahanda ko na katawan ko. Because Escanor will be, well, knowing how Meliodas thinks, Escanor will lead the charge. Overall, it's a fucking great episode. Woo! Vintage 7 Deadly Sins. Pace. Okay. It is not too fast as to bore the viewer. It is properly paced for this kind of a boss battle. Okay, properly paced for a boss battle. And it's not just a boss battle, okay? We are nearing the end of this anime. Right? But anyway, that's another story. So, it is properly paced. No sleeper moments. Hindi ako inantok. What time is it now? Okay? Anong oras na? 9:49 p.m. And I am wide awake just because of that episode. Alright? So, flow naman. First gear shift. Meliodas was able to do his job to mentally free his brother from the clutches of their father. So, Zeldris has now regained some control of his mind. Nandun din si Gelda to support him. Of course, girlfriend. Alright? And wow, did you see how Gelda got into the mind of the Demon King? Isang kagat lang. Sabi nga niya kanina, that bite was not an attack, but a way to get into your mindscape, to get inside your head. Ayun nga nangyari. Right? these vampires are scary, or wow, scary opponents. Even in this anime, they are scary. And to think that Zeldris has a girlfriend has a vampire for a girlfriend, all right? Imposibleng magsinungaling dito. All right? Kakagating ka lang nito. Alamin lang niya psyche mo psychological profile mo right? Vampires are scary. Second gear shift. Well, Diane finally realizes what she needs to do. She needs to step up as the queen of the giants. Diane has just cut off the Demon King's power supply. Sinabi rin ni Meliodas yun. Final gear shift, of course, the final scene. He's just declared the mission name. Okay? Automatic na sa 7 deadly sins yun. This mission has priority. It needs to be over and done with right away. Alright? Tapos nakadagdag pa sa declaration ni Escanor. It's high noon. Patay! Right? And you know, we 7 Deadly Sins fans know what that means. If it's high noon, it's Escanor time. Tabi na mga ibang Deadly Sins, si Escanor na lang. Si Escanor na lang. Alright? Plot-wise. No, it's not. Hindi ko na-expect dito yung pagpasok ni Gelda sa eksena. Right? Hindi ako na-orient doon. Because she has been missing ever since Meliodas released her. For a good 4 episodes. Okay, for a good 4 episodes, she was missing in action. Missing in action siya. Dito pala siya talaga lumabas. And, wow, perfect timing. The Demon King is out, she has to help. Ayun. Eh, alam niyang, I think she has a good feeling na si Zeldris, katawan ni Zeldris to. So yeah, she needs to butt in. She needs to interfere. So yun nga, kinagat niya. Pasok siya sa mindscape ng Demon King at ni Zeldris. Nakatulog siya. Alright? But aside from that, I would expect the final scene to be that way. Kasi nandun silang lahat eh. Right? Nandun silang lahat. But, plot-wise, it was really good. Okay? It was well laid out. Hindi yung parang animators throwing this, throwing that over there, throwing that over here. Parang ganun. Parang, let's just say, the animators did not play darts with this episode's plot. Talagang pinlot out nila. Right? They mapped it out really well. The plot of this episode. Kaya, hindi ko talagang, I did not expect Gelda's interference and Escanor's declaration. Alright? Kasi, we all thought na it's dark eh. Pero, I think na-sense ni Escanor na, it's high noon. Alas 12 na ng tanghali. So that means only one thing for him. His powers are now at a maximum. He's unstoppable. Grabe. But, okay. Plot, flow, and pace, they all came together in this episode. Right? It's a really good blend. Parang parang the ideal frappe yan eh. It's blended really, parang the perfect cold brew. Hinalo ng mabuti hanggang sa lumabas yung tunay na sarap. Ganun yan. Ganun ang episode na to. Right? Ganun ang episode na to. So, sorry guys for making that analogy. Coffee and the 7 Deadly Sins. I miss cold brew. Okay? So, the 7 Deadly Sins Dragon's Judgment episode 17. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Woo! 2 thumbs up. Alam nyo, in all indications, this episode is also a good setup for the real final battle to begin. Right? Kasi, andun na rin si Escanor eh. Right? Andun na rin si Escanor, so kumpleto na 7 deadly sins. They're about to take on the Demon King. Right? A newly reborn Demon King. And they have to do it fast kasi as long as the Demon King is alive, Meliodas cannot be the Demon King. And there's only room for one Demon King. Kaya nagkakagulong, kaya lokong-loko ang ngayon, ang climate ng Britannia. If this keeps up, Britannia will be destroyed. Kaya kailangan talagang they really need to kill the Demon King now. Right? In order for Meliodas to take his place as the Demon King. Okay, alam na 7 deadly sins yan. Alam nilang lahat yan. Even Elizabeth. Alright? Talagang gandang setup for the real final showdown between the Demon King and the 7, and not just Meliodas, the whole 7 deadly sins. It's what the opening credits in the first half of the run was showing. Still remember that? Yung the opening credit of the opening credits of the first half of this run. So it's now living up to that. It's slowly living up to that. Okay? Yeah. I cannot wait for that battle to happen. It's probably, yeah, it'll definitely be in the next episode. Galing! Alright? If you're a 7 Deadly Sins fan like me, you should be really excited. Right? This will be this will be the final battle of the 7 Deadly Sins to go up against the Demon King himself. So again, the 7 Deadly Sins Dragon's Judgment episode 17. Thumbs up. Slam back 2 thumbs up. Time to the next episode has been teasered. Typical 7 Deadly Sins passion. Alright? So, and on a side note, sinabi na ni King na pag natapos ang lahat ng to, pakakasalan niya si Diane. Yun ang kilig moment doon. Yun ang, marunong din sumingit ng kilig moments ang anime na to eh. Although it's certified action-packed, okay, since season 1. Marunong magsingit ng kilig moments to eh. And this episode has its kilig moments. Kaya this episode is now motivation enough for me to watch the next episode. Saan yan? Wow! Grabe. You know, now this is an aftermath. Because you thought that Higehiro wants you would end by giving Asahi that poison. Pero may plan pala siya. It's not supposed to keep you dead for long. 3 hours palugin for your heart starts beating again. Right? It's but it is enough to make you dead. Ang scene, nakitaas niya si Yukimura. Who now goes by her real name, Sawa Rasumori. Something that sounds like that. Okay? But her first name is for Sawa. She now goes by her real name na. It's a really good episode. Right? Ang tipo ng aftermath episode talagang gusto nyo panoorin over and over again. I'll tell you why. Pace-wise muna. It was properly paced. Right? I will say it was properly paced. It was properly paced. For an aftermath episode, for an actor. Kasi usually pa afterman episode, medyo mabilis yung pace, parang pinaka-deadline. No! Right? It was spaced just right for us to understand after. Okay? Yung flow, you can consider the first here is she was suggested na asawa at Aki. Bakit niya binigyan yung aso na yun? We all thought that yun lang ang ginawa ni Higehiro. Last one. But we also saw in the episode he did more than that. He elaborated. The episode expounded on what he actually did. So, binigyan niya ng suggested plan si Asahi. Then, all Asahi did in this episode was follow it to the letter. Not necessarily follow it to the letter, pero she hatched it all by herself. She hatched this plan by herself. Kumbaga, sinadjust lang talaga ni Higehiro. Alright? Second gear shift. Dream sequence ni Sawa. She was being rescued Asahi from being, she was being prevented from being alive. Right? Asahi and wow. Sawa might have realized that your religion doesn't matter anymore. As manifested by her two forms of sheets. Right? Although one of them confirmed to be alive na. Confirmed na po si Higehiro. Then the final gear shift is when their former boss killed 2 policemen. Kasi sila niya yung dalawang incidents na pinuno. Right? This left me curious. Bakit na tinubay yung dalawang polis na yun? Technically kakampi niya yun because he's also part of the Ogawa. He's also part of the Ogawa administration. Right? Although patago. Although covertly. Right? Why did he do that? Really thinking. Alright. So, the flow, excellent. Yung plot, it looked more like a carry over from last episode. Right? Carry over from previous episodes. Kasi, dito kasi in-expound ng episode. Dito kasi in-expound ng anime yung talagang usapan nila ni Higehiro. Right? Pero parang ibang sinabi si Higehiro on how to effectively rescue and then to effectively escape with Sawa. That also was the key. Pero it only temporarily stopped Sawa's heart for 3 hours. Kumbaga, she has 3 hours to escape Sawa. Start a new life. Kaya maganda ang plot ng episode na ito. You can consider this initial burst on the part of Asahi. Right? You can consider this an act of compassion on Asahi's part. Kaya po ang plot ng episode na ito. Impeccable plot. Kaya again, overall, it's a really great episode. It's a really great episode. So, the Princess of Blood, episode 6. Wow. It really felt anime's run is over. Kasi, I just found out that Joran will run for 12 episodes. 12 episodes of Joran. So, we're done with the first half of the run, and it was a superb first half. It was a superb first half. Galing. No anime in the current season has done what Joran did in its first half. Kumaga, tutok sa akin lahat ng anime episodes niya. Okay? The first 6 episodes, puro tutok sa akin. It is that fucking good. It is that fucking good. Right? Hindi kasi mga ganito anime na during the entire first half of the month, you give it nothing but the 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Ever since I started this whole thing, I get to give an anime's first half of the run all 2 thumbs up. Joran. Joran pala. Right? So, if you're still missing out on Joran, I strongly suggest you start watching this before you completely miss out on him. Well, you've probably been missing out on great anime all your life, so all the past year or so, at least. So you might as well take that habit by start watching this anime. Right? It's well worth time, and all six of these episodes have the factor. Right? It's gonna make you grow new brain cells. Right? If you haven't been growing new brain cells, this anime will absolutely help you. What I'm saying? So again, Joran the Princess of Blood, episode 6. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. 6 time mga lifestyle. It takes Joran passion. No teasers. That's what I know about anime like Joran. Hindi na teaser ng susunod na ito, pero based on what you saw in the first one, you're sure of at least right? So my expectations are high again for this anime. Come on. Boxing match yan? It's not over, right? And it's not freaking over. By modern boxing rules, he knocked down the shit. So the match was over. He lost. But remember, this is the ancient version of boxing. So hindi also 3 knockdown rule. Once you can get up and show your face like that, you're still good to go. Okay, the match is still on. He got hammer strike dito sa bato. He got pinang strike dito. And of course, yeah, I'm still trying to recollect how we got pinakdowns. Pero I've seen something stopping him. Looks like the match has just restarted. The match just restarted. Overall, it's a really great episode. Galing. What has been built up for since the first 3 episodes? Eto na. The pace, if you're not, well, if you're not familiar with sports animes, the pace is really fast. Like, Cestus is no exception. This episode is no exception. Pero, hindi siya yung, it's typical of a sports anime. No sleeper moments here. Okay? Absolutely no sleeper moments. Yung flow. Alright. First, you got hammer right here. Natin tapos na. Kasi, mas di siya malo. Then, second gear shifting when you got palms like here. Down na siya. Then all of a sudden, in the third gear shift, the final one. Bigla na siyang gumana. At, well, I don't see that surprise look on MP's face. I don't see that surprise look. Tatong best man niya itong batang ito. And you're still not surprised. Talagang, wow, he's showing no mercy. Right? And then he's showing no mercy on Cestus. Talagang, bawat down niya, he will try to end the match again. Right? Yung plot, what has been, like I said a while ago, it has been built up for 3 episodes. Dapat lang, God, malinis. Right? Malinis yung plot. So, the narrator said, and it all comes down to how we started the first episode. Talagang sinabi ng narrator. So it was referring back to the first scene of the pilot. Talagang ganun na our final scene. But, tinuloy, we got knocked down here. He just got up. Talagang pumura na. As if hindi siya knocked down. Right? Talagang looks like the match will start talaga. So, malinis ang plot. Malinis. You know what? I think I've never seen an episode of many sports anime is right? Knock out. Hindi naman masyado eh. Right? Ito talaga. This particular episode, it was really intense. Okay. You would imagine, Cestus covered us. Ano lang, tinatakpan na ito, tsaka ito eh. Yan lang. And then these clothes were much more complicated than that. Alam dito, yung tinatakpan. Yung sa ligo, and it looks really heavy. It looks really heavy. Kasi naman iba boxing wasn't that regulated yet. Okay? Kasi ngayon, may standard weight na yata ang lahat ng boxing gloves. At saka yung kapal. Standard na kapal yun ng mga yan. Treat those guys, nope. Maglagay ka ng bakal sa boxing gloves mo, it is still legal. Kaya, talagang basag ng pamako. Basag mo ka talaga during ancient times. And this particular episode, a really intense one. Right? Like I said, it's a really great episode. So, that was the episode 4. Again, 2 thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Talagang, naputo na lang. Okay? The next episode will surely come. I think that match will end there. Right? Talagang, pinatikin tayo. This is I really felt it was a real boxing match. Right? Nakapanood ako ng mga boxing match sa tunay na buhay, alright? I've seen some boxing matches in my life. Okay. Wow. But in anime, this was really a really intense episode because of the match. Ganin. Right? Tulog-galaw ng mga characters. Halatang side talaga eh. Alright? They really want to use CGI in this match. It's a bad match. People would actually judge the episode on the match. Right? So, parang na ginanito ng pictures ng mismo match. Right? As if you're watching two real-life boxers go at it. Right? Ganun ka puti mo galaw. Dito rating ko ha. I already gave my rating. So again, Cestus the Roman Fighter, episode 4. What's up? The next episode is third, of course, part 2 of this match. Ano? Palalasin nyo pa? Folks, I'm not going to... There's no way in hell I'm going to miss that episode. Whoa! You know, looks like Bren is going to get his, is about to be footed in the bill for, let's say, weaseling his way into the Shaman fight. Most judges are now onto him. But it's now obvious that they're going to let it slide because it is the Great Spirit's wish. Alright? But anyway, Horo versus Yo. Wow. If this isn't what we call a respect battle, I don't know what is. Right? They are both in awe of the other's abilities. But a fight is a fight. They still have to go through it. Right? Through sheer will, Yo wins. But he doesn't deliver the final blow because, well, he just saw that Horo's guardian spirit, si Kokoro, has already disengaged. Means only one thing. The other combatant has no choice but to concede. Ayaw nang lumaban yung ano niya eh. Ayaw nang lumaban yung guardian spirit niya eh. So, I don't think a shaman is that useful anymore. So, kumaga, it was an honorable win for Yo. Alright? So, didn't have to force the issue. Didn't have to impose his will. Alright? Then, of course, the usual celebrations. Then we get to meet Horo's sister, who, in a way, is a lot like Anna. So, nakita niyo to, and Yo instantly feels for Horo. You did, so to speak. Final scene. Well, Yo's next opponent has been determined. Right? All I can say is, his next opponent will be his next ally. Right? Pero, nakakatakot ang guardian spirit nito. I assure you guys. Right? I said time and again, I have seen the original series. This will eventually become one of those allies. Pero malakas na shaman to. Itong susunod na makakalaban niya. Okay? Overall, it's a fucking great episode. Alright? Kasi, I think in the original series, Ren did not kill that judge. Kumbaga, in-incapacitate lang niya para makuha lang niya yung oracle, parang tablet na gano'n. Well, let's call it an oracle. Okay, an oracle. Para na siya makasali sa shaman fight, right? All he ever wants right now is to fight Yo again, right? Pace. Let's talk about the pace. Medyo moderate lang. Moderate lang yung bilis kasi they had to get the the part about Ren over in Patriot, and they really had to get to the nitty-gritty of the episode, which is Yo versus Higehiro. Right? So, tama lang yung pace. Tama lang. Not so slow, but not too fast. Okay? Flow. Siguro, first gear shift here was, when the fight between Yo and Higehiro actually started. Right? That's what I think is the first gear shift. Then, the second gear shift came when, of course, Yo beats Higehiro. Ginamit pa ni Higehiro yung kanyang killer move. Yung avalanche. Yo was able to get out of that one, and at the same time, beat Higehiro fair and square. No, I'm not saying na mandaraya si Yo, but in this case, Higehiro can no longer continue because si Kokoro, yung guardian spirit niya, like I said a while ago, nag-disengage na. Kumaga, yung guardian spirit mismo ang sumuko sa laban. So what good is a shaman if his guardian spirit doesn't want to fight anymore? Right? Kamamatay lang niya pag tinulong niya. Okay? Then the final gear shift came and Yo's next opponent was announced. Okay? Why is it a gear shift? Kasi this will have major implications later on in the anime, as it was in the original series. Right? Kasi itong next na kalaban niya, itong shaman na to, it's K1. I think it's one of the strangest characters in the anime. Itong mga kalaban niya, who eventually became his allies. Right? I'm telling you, his shamanic powers are scary. I think it's let's just say his powers are more focused on the undead. Okay? May pagka-undead yung ability niya, yung pagiging shaman niya. Alright? Now, ang plot, well placed. Alright? They did not delve into the Ren incident that long. Kumbaga, pinahusga na ng mabilisan sa mga judges. Okay? So they unanimously concluded that Ren must be allowed to compete. Right? Although his method was disagreeable, especially to Silva. Okay? Ang talagang kumontra dito sa pagpasok ni Ren si Silva kasi he did not agree with how Ren did it. With that overlooking it, pumunta sila sa episode proper. Yan. Yung laban nila Yo at Higehiro. Which is good. Kasi naman talagang hindi naman talaga habol ng mga viewers eh. Based on what they saw in the teaser. Based on the teaser last episode. Yeah, it was properly laid out. Right? It's properly laid out. Although medyo I think they should have made the the fight between Yoko and Horikoro a little bit longer, medyo dapat yabaan nyo din ang konti yun. I gotta admit, medyo bitin yung laban. Okay, medyo bitin yung laban. But, don't get me wrong guys. Okay? Don't get me wrong mga ka-lifestyle. It was a classic battle based on the original series, alright? It was a classic battle and it proved crucial to the lead characters. Yan, si Yo at si Horikoro. Well, nakita niyo naman, they became friends. Right? Because yung ganong kataas kasi ang respeto nila sa isa't isa. Right? So, Shaman King 2021 Episode 6. Thumbs up. Right? I'm not gonna do the big talk because I'm just sitting on my bed. Right? I'm just gonna cross my leg like that. Because I'm very confident of my rating. So, what else can I say about this episode? The anime is slowly progressing really nicely. Unti-unti nang nabubuo ni Yo ang kanyang inner circle. Right? These are the shamans that will help him. That will help him become a better shaman, and of course, keep him on the road to becoming the Shaman King. Right? We got very loyal allies here. Si Yonosuke, or si Pompadour. si Pompadour. Si Horikoro. And of course, Red is not yet in the fold yet kasi his methods are questionable. Right? I don't know how Yo is going to deal with him. How Yo is going to deal with him next time. But I'd love to see that. I would really love to see that. Of course, si Manta, kanyang sidekick and chronicler. Alright? He's slowly becoming the chronicler of the team. It's progressing really nicely, this anime. And we're just 6 episodes in. Malayo pa tatakakin natin mga ka-lifestyle. This is a 52 episode run. Right? We'll be reviewing this for a whole year. Okay? So, there's nothing to rush. There's nothing to what you call this? To dwell into that match. Although I've yet to see a deep dive factor here in any episode. Kasi I don't know. My expectations high, and I don't think so. Kasi I have seen the original series, but Studio Bridge announced in its synopsis that it is going to follow the manga to the letter. So right now I am reviewing the reboot like it was a brand new anime to me. Okay? Like it was a brand new anime to me kasi siguradong maraming pagbabagong mangyayari sa reboot because they are following the manga to the letter. The original series did not follow the manga to the letter. One thing I assure you. Whew. I'm telling you guys, I am having a blast redoing the Shaman King reboot. Because, like I told you before, it is a whole new thing for me because they're following the manga to the letter. I am not familiar with the manga. You know me guys, I'm not much into manga. I'm an anime guy. Okay? I'm an anime only guy. So I'm reviewing the reboot like it was a totally brand new anime to me. Little comparisons here and there. Hindi naman iwasan kasi may precedent din. Right? So again, Shaman King 2021 episode 6. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, mga ka-lifestyle. Next episode has been teasered. I wanna see that fight, alright? One of, in the future, this opponent of Yo will become one of his most loyal allies. I tell you. Ayoko na i-teaser sa inyo. Basta, punin na natin next episode, alright? Let's just watch it.
Impressive. Bakit? Well, let me give you some tidbits of how the episode went, alright? Paki-withdraw muna yung mga no spoilers please ninyo, alright? If you're spoilerophobic, you shouldn't be watching this review, alright? Bottom line. Now, Lena and Shin, they were exchanging stories. Nalaman pala ni Shin na itong palang si Lena sinalba ng kanyang kapatid nung araw. Alright? His older brother. 5 years ago, in essence, Shin said that his brother went missing. Alright? Of course, fast forward to the present, syempre, officer na si Lena. And dinisclose ni Shin that he can also hear voices, which are called ghosts. Lahat ng fallen comrades nila, even fallen enemies, naririnig niya sa tenga niya. Naririnig din ni Lena through her para-raid. Right? Now, yung kaibigan ni Lena na scientist, winarningan na siya nun. There is a side effect to prolonged use of that para-raid. It must be that. Okay? Shin calls it the black sheep. Alright? So, the mere exchange of stories, it kind of creeped me out while I was watching the episode. Alright? It kind of creeped me out because Shin has his own theory that this war will exhaust the resources of the Republic. Sa madaling salita, matatalo sila rito in 2 years. So, sabi ni Lena, kung ganun bay magpursige na tayo. Right? Magpursige na tayo. I'm gonna do my best. And I know you're gonna do your best. So, agree naman si Shin. Agree naman siya. Final scene. He was getting ready for bed. Then he suddenly had that microsecond of a hallucination. Naalala niya yung kapatid niya. Then he just said, touching that mirror he broke nung I think talaga pinagalitan siya ng kapatid niya over something. And he said, I'll be home soon, brother. Right? That's a bit disturbing. That's a bit disturbing, to tell you honestly, guys. Alright? That is a bit fucking disturbing. Overall, it's a really good episode. Okay? The pace may be slow, but it is fast enough for everybody to understand the different backstories that has been going on in this war for the past 5 years. Alright? In any dragging war, okay, this is I don't know if you have military science in your college or high school curriculum like I did. Okay? Kasi nag-ROTC ako, so medyo may konting military I have a really good understanding of military science. In any dragging war, your main resource is of course your people. Siyempre, yung mga adults mo ang una mo yung palalaban if you're if you know this war will be dragging on. If you're the military officials, you will resort to drafting. Siyempre, uunahin mo yung mga adult na lalaki or yung mga basically the adults, men or women. Sila una mo ipasasabak, sila una mo ite-train para isabak sa laban. Once that becomes depleted, what's next? The children. Okay? Yun ang nakikitang progression ni Shin. Kaya sinabi niya rito that we're going to lose this war. Because the children are now fighting this war. He is referring to himself, Lena, and the other 86. Puro teenager eh. Puro teenager yung lumalaban eh. Alright? So, the pace here is crucial. Slow enough for the lead characters to exchange information, backstories, but fast enough for us to understand what the big picture is of this war. Alright? Kaya maganda ang pace. Flow naman. I don't see any gear shifts. But the only gear shift, except one. Okay? I only saw one scene here as a gear shift. Yung pagkakasabi ni Shin that we're going to, na quote unquote, we're going to lose this war. Sabi ko, okay. You're starting to creep me out, Shin. Okay? You know what? You actually do not need several gear shifts to make an episode look good. Sometimes all you need is just one to creep the viewer out. Ako medyo na-creep out ako sa sinabi ni Shin kanina. Okay? That, we're going to lose this war. But if you base it on probably military science, they are bound to lose this. They are bound to lose this war kasi ang mga bata na ang lumalaban eh. Wala nang adults na natitira. Wala nang adults na natitira. They're all teenagers on the battlefield. Right? So, may punto si Shinton. Although it's frightening, it is the truth. It may be the truth, actually. So, yung pagkakasabi niya talaga ng we're going to lose this war, it is creepy. Plot-wise, it's well laid out. Alright? Although, walang masyadong ilang seconds lang ba yung battle scene dito? Probably 10, 20 seconds. Pero, it's not the high point of this episode. The high point of this episode is the exchange of information between Handler and Commander. Okay? Si Lena at si Shin. Kasi they're constantly in communication with each other. Although, despite the fact that alam ni Lena na may side effect yun, yung overuse ng para-raid. Right? Akala nga niya side effect na eh. But no. Through her para-raid, narinig niya yung mga boses na naririnig din ni Shin. That's the way I see it here. That's the way I see it. Kung ano yung voices na naririnig ni Shin, yun din ang naririnig ni Lena. And she thought it's just a side effect of the para-raid. No. Kita nyo nung hinawakan, yung malapit lang niyang hawakan uli yung para-raid niya, kasi tinanggal niya yun eh. Okay, for a while, no voices. Pero malapit lang niyang kunin uli, umulit. Right? So, that means, it's not coming from the para-raid. Right? She left that open. She left that channel open. for Shin. Kaya yung narinig niyo yung malapit na niyang hawakan na gano'n, na narinig niyo uli ang voices. That was actually coming from Shin. So kumbaga, I don't know, but it looks more like a psychic link eh. Kasi tinanggal na niya yung para-raid niya eh. Nakakabit sa batok niya yun eh. Right? She took it off. And for a while, she doesn't hear voices. Nung malapit na niyang kunin uli, damputin doon sa mesa, she started hearing those voices again. My theory is that she already has a psychic link with Shin. It's the only thing I see here. Bakit narinig pa rin niya yung mga voices kahit tanggal na ang para-raid niya? Alright? So, it's not far-fetched. Anime. Alright? Anything is possible. Okay? Anything is possible in an anime. So, the plot was well laid out. Right? The animators of A1 Pictures did not throw darts at the plot. Okay? Talagang ginawa nilang parang battle map. Okay. Ito mo na mangyayari. Tapos ito. Hanggang sa makarating na rin sa part nito. Parang ganun yan eh. I think it was well laid out. Right? Then, of course, yung final scene, which is all... I don't know what the deal is with 86. It has developed that knack of making the final scene the post-credit. Alright? I have yet to see a bad post-credit scene from this anime. Right? Which caps off the plot. The final scene always caps off the plot, right? And you gotta have a good final scene to really say it's a good plot. Kaya ito, well laid out, it's a good plot. That's why pace, flow, and plot, they all work together in this episode. Kaya it's a really good one, right? Despite having a 10 to 20 second battle scene, it's still really good. So 86 episode 5, 2 thumbs up. Hindi na po ako magbibig to, alright? It's no longer necessary. 2 thumbs up na lang. There's another reason why. Kaya I just realized. Now, 86 is it's a military anime, but with very few battle scenes. Ang pinakamabigat yatang battle scene na nakita ko rito was in episode 3. Remember that one? Nung sinisisi nila si Lena when she virtually lost her mind in the post credit. Yun yata yung pinakamabigat kasi nagkasisihan dun, right? Yun na so far pinakamabigat na battle scene na nakita ko rito sa anime na to. But don't get me wrong, guys, mga ka-lifestyle, you do not need a ton of battle scenes to make a really good military anime. Those days are long gone. Alright? Only a Gundam series can pull that kind of thing off these days. But for other military animes, you don't need to. Kasi I think this anime is focusing mostly on the psychology of war. Alright? And all it takes for that psychology to be for the psychoanalysis to begin is a good but quick battle scene. As in the case of the one that happened in episode 3. Right? This anime is one huge psychoanalysis. Kaya, well, deep dive factor is an understatement. I'm beginning to understand it now. Kaya, this is a really good episode. I think this episode will embody the entire anime. Tandaan nyo. Oh, in case I haven't told you guys yet, 86 is only an 11 episode run. Mala Dr. Stone season 2 ang run nito. 11 episodes lang. So, we're probably getting to yeah. We are inching closer to the final 5 episodes of this anime. Episode 5 na eh. So, the midway point is episode 6. Tandaan nyo? Diba? Right, so, if I were you guys, I would keep tabs on this anime. And, I'm warning you, if you're looking for a military anime that is chock full of battle scenes, just stick to either Gundam or Code Geass. Right? 86 is not for you. So again, 86 episode 5. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, mga ka-lifestyle. Time to the next episode has been teasered. Bilis ko, no? Hanggang dun lang. Right? I think this is one of the reasons why 86 is slowly being hyped. Right? Ikatitignan ko lang sa mga Facebook group eh. Medyo bukong bibig na anime na to. But I'm fine with that kasi it wasn't hype from the beginning. Alright? It wasn't hype from the beginning. So, yung hype siguro nagsimula yon sa episode 3. Alright? That was a really tense episode. It will cause that kind of hype. So, panoorin lang natin ang next episode. Well, episode 6 na. So, it's the midway point of this entire anime. So, we better watch it. Nakaka-intriga. Alright? So, what did I mean by that? Because, the day of the debut has come. So, 5 pala silang shadows na mag-debut dapat. So, unang stage pa lang, it's sort of a very formal party, but they are being evaluated. Alright? And, what you call this? As the minutes go by, Kate is slowly learning on how to what you call this, on how to carry herself. And Emilico, kasi medyo nararattle si Emilico rito. Okay? And well, you remember the ass-kissing doll, si Patrick, okay? So, si Ricky, his master's name is Patrick. Binaba sila lalo sa evaluation ng special doll na nag-handle sa evaluation nila. Alright? Mukhang meron siyang hindi nagustuhan dito sa tandem na to, kay Patrick at Ricky. Mukhang namang arrogante pareho eh. Alright? They're both arrogant as fuck. Right? Final scene. All the shadows are being led to a garden which looks more like a maze. Right? The dolls were not allowed to follow. So, doon nagtapos ang episode. Just like that. Overall, it's a disturbingly good episode. Okay? I'll explain. pace-wise, right? It was slow, but it was also intense, right? There was this tense environment that both Shadow and Doll were experiencing. Talagang, if you did see the episode, if you did watch the episode, there was medyo tense. Okay, the environment was tense, right? Although it was slow. Okay, it was paced just right for the viewers to understand the tense environment they are in now. Okay, so talagang understood yung pagiging mabagal ng pace. Okay, so flow wise, well, first gear shift I saw here was when what you call this? I think Lou and her master Luis ang nasa biglang, kumbaga, number 1 sa rankings. At the very bottom, sila Kate at Emilico. Right? So, Kate was actually what you call this? Medyo natitense na rin siya because, well, suit is coming out of her head. Nilagaw, right? She's the human chimney among the shadows. She's the human chimney. Talagang may lumalabas yung abo sa kanyang ulo, ganun. Sa kanyang bumbunan. Ibig sabihin, nininervyos na siya. Nininervyos na as to what's happening. Then, the final gear shift came when, of course, the special doll called for the shadows to enter that door which leads to that garden. And bigla niyang tinigilan si Ricky na sumunod sa amo niya. Medyo insulting pa nga yung sinabi niya. What do you think you're doing? Eat your sweets. Gano'n lang sinabi niya sa mga kapwa niya doll. Pero I can't believe this old guy is a doll. Okay. Ano na matanda na eh. Matanda na. And yeah, okay. That's a gear shift for me. I don't know about you, but that's a gear shift. It means first part of the debut is done. So yun ang mga initial rankings nila. The rankings board, the rankings house, so to speak, wasn't shown anymore. Baga, it's gonna stay that way until the second part of the test is over. Yung pinasukan nilang garden, that it looks like a test talaga. So it's a disturbingly good episode. Kate actually used her ability to control suit here. Remember the dance number? She was controlling Emilico, okay? And it's the main reason why I dubbed this episode a disturbingly good one. Right? That's the disturbing part. That was the disturbing part. So, Shadow's House episode 5. 2 thumbs up. Right? 2 thumbs up. You know, this anime never ceases to amaze me when it comes to the disturbing parts, right? The way these shadows excrete soot whenever they're stressed, iba't iba pala, right? Si Kate, of course, parang chimney eh. Si John, yung amo ni Sean, nagkakaroon siya ng cloud of soot sa pumapaligid sa ulo niya. Right? So, that looks cool. Alright? That looks cool. It looks cooler compared to Kate's. Talaga, nawala ko sa ganun eh. Alright? Halatang nai-stress na si Kate. Yeah, every time I look at that thing, parang Talagang, it looks disturbing, okay? It looks disturbing. It really looks disturbing. So, this anime never ceases to amaze me when it comes to its disturbing parts. Alright? Cloverworks is somewhat over-delivering on this anime. Right? I've already told you guys before that its manga, Shadow's House, has a serious following in Japan. Right? So I think Cloverworks shouldn't mess up with this. So talagang the way I see it, they're over-delivering on this anime, which is really good. Okay? Which is really, really good. Kaya, well, Cloverworks, keep up the good work. You're still getting the 2 thumbs up from me. So again, Shadow's House Episode 5, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, mga ka-lifestyle. Title of the next episode has been teasered. Hanggang dun lang. Hanggang dun lang. Right? You know, come to think of the title, parang, yeah, it's a reminder of what we ended up with in the final scene of this episode. Talagang pinakita, it's a garden that also looks like a maze. Alright? So I'm quite motivated now to wait for the next episode. Talagang ano na to eh. Nag-upisa na kasi yung debut ng mga Shadows. So right now, at the bottom of the rankings is Kate and Emilico. And on top is Lou and Luis. Lou and Luis ba? Lou and Luis ba or si Mia? Sarah and Mia? I forgot already. Basta ganun, one thing we should remember, Kate and Emilico are at the bottom of the rankings right now. So Kate needs to do something. Kate needs to step up for the second part of this debut evaluation. She has to do something, right? For Emilico's sake. Impressive pa rin. Right? Ganito lang yan eh. Hindi kasi naniniwala si Takemichi na magkakaroon ng sariling faction si Draken at si Mikey within Toman. That, especially during those days, 2006, hindi siya talaga naniniwala eh. So, he went back to the past to, simply to disprove Naoto's theory. True enough, he has disproved Naoto's theory that a rift came between Mikey and Draken. But no, right? Nakatakda ng kamatayan ni Draken, August 3. But they were about to cross swords with another gang, with a more established gang na binugbog yung sa kasama nila at yung girlfriend ng kaibigan nun ni-rape at binugbog din. Final scene. Well, binisita nila Draken at Mikey yung girlfriend ng kaibigan ng isa nilang kasama. And Draken was the first to apologize, pero pinilit lang niya si Mikey na mag-apologize. Although it is not their fault. Okay? So, yun din na nakikita ni Takemichi, which kasi he was actually staking out Draken, so napunta rin siya doon sa hospital na yon. Yun nga, it's not their fault. Pero Draken still apologized, right? He held the entire gang accountable for what happened to this girl. And talagang he made Mikey bow. Well, kasi in Japan, bowing is a form of apology also. So, medyo tinanggap kanilang magulang, pero they were sent away. Okay, they were sent away kasi medyo masama loob eh. Masama loob ng magulang eh. And yun nga, na-conclude ni Takemichi na imposible talaga mag-away ang dalawang ito. Alright? Draken is the heart of the gang. Mikey is of course the guy who founded the gang. And medyo talagang he has this violent nature. Mikey has this violent nature. And Draken always keeps him in check. When it came to this, sinabi nga ni Draken that we will deal with Mobius in our own world. Pero wala na dapat ibang madamay na taong labas. Na taong nasa labas ng gang natin. Wala na dapat madamay na inosente. And Mikey agreed. Okay? The collateral damage should be kept to zero. Okay? So, ganda. Right? Overall, it's a really good episode. Right? It's a really good episode. This reminds me a lot of the way Ikebukuro Westgate Park did it. Right? Kumbaga, there's a lesson to be picked up. Okay, ganito eh. I had those IWGP feels in this episode. Let me explain. When it came to the pace, what? Slow enough to make us understand what kind of secret life Mikey and Draken have pag hindi nila kaharap yung mga ibang members ng gang. Right? Found out that Mikey becomes narcoleptic after eating that much. All right? And meron din siyang mga mga kapricho, kumbaga. When he ate this, ay pa nga niya kainin yung kiddie meal na in-order niya kasi wala raw flag. Ito naman si Draken, okay, ito flag mo, kainin mo na. Ganun lang eh. Ganun lang kababaw kaligayahan ng Mikey na to. Okay? The founder of the Tokyo Manji Gang. Ganun kababaw ang kaligayahan nito. So, this episode showed that. And of course, well, the Draken, the ever loyal sidekick, nung biglang nakatulog after na kumain ng ganong kasarap na pagkain, syempre carry them out of the establishment. Right? Carry them out of the establishment. And well, yun nga, nung nagising si Mikey, nakita niya na, uy, hospital to ah. Anong ginagawa natin dito? Sabi ni Draken, may bibisitahin lang tayong tao. We're about to pay someone a visit. So yun nga, yung pala yung nadamay na babae sa away. Alright? So it was properly paced to make us understand how human these two guys were. Si Mike at si Draken. Right? So eventually nalaman nga ni Takemichi na, boy, these are good men, right? These are good guys. Right? These are good guys. Yung flow naman, well, I don't see. The only gear shift I saw here was when the parents of the girl confronted Mikey and Draken. Siyempre, sila ang sinisisi, sila ang daming sumbat sa kanila, but despite all that, Draken still bowed in apology. Still sought an apology. Nung una, hindi talaga umaako si Mikey, but pinili na siya talaga ni Draken. Right? That's a lesson in accountability here. Alright? Ang hindi nga gawa ng gang mo to, but gawa nga ng kalabang gang ito, but you still apologized. Kasi talagang minadami ng tao. And it is not the intent of your gang to create collateral damage. Kasi yun talagang hindi yun talagang hindi pakay ng Toman nung araw. Alright? That's a lesson in accountability here. Okay? Kahit hindi mo kasalanan, seek an apology. Okay? So, talagang that's a life lesson to be learned here. Right? So, for me, that's a big gear shift. Right? Because it was very crucial in Takemichi's investigation eh. Kasi talagang hindi siya niniwala na magpapatayan ng dalawang ito eventually. Nope. So, right there and then, na-disprove na niya ang theory ni Naoto. Right there and then, na-disprove na niya. Plot-wise, malinis. Okay? Malinis ang plot ng episode na to. You could, even a total normie would get the point of this episode. Even the moral lesson. Okay, even the moral lesson. So, again, overall, it's a really good episode. I never expected Tokyo Revengers to have this kind of an episode, wherein you will take notes as to how to be accountable for someone else's actions. All right, just to appease the parents' grief, the parents' anger. But Draken completely understands this, kaya siya na nanguna sa pagsusorry. Although this wasn't the Tokyo Magi's gang. This wasn't the Toman's fault. All right? Sila pa nga na-agrabyado eh. Right? So just to appease the grief. So Draken made himself accountable for it, for what happened to that girl. So pinilitan niya talaga si Mikey na maging accountable din. So yun nga, pinaalala niya our fight with Mobius is just days away. Kailangan ayusin natin tong problemang ito within our own world. He's got a point. Okay? Para wala na madamay na inosente. Right? Draken has a point. I never thought Draken would Draken surprised me here that he is capable of such accountability. Talagang I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this character of Tokyo Revengers. Talagang dapat nga siya maging right-hand man ng founder ng Toman. Right? I think he's both the heart and conscience of the gang. Right? Talagang maganda episode na to. So, Tokyo Revengers episode 5. 2 thumbs up. Alright. 2 thumbs up. Tell you honestly, mga ka-lifestyle, I almost gave this episode the 1 thumb up lang. Right? Pero, iniisip ko na, kids can learn from this episode when it comes to accountability. Alright? When it comes to setting boundaries for your clique, for your inner circle, for your gang. Right? Talagang how to be honorable. Right? It's not just a lesson in accountability. It's a lesson on how to be an honorable person. This is what I saw in this episode. Talagang bawa ko sa what you call this? Sa JC staff. For the anime, I'm not sure if JC staff is the animator, pero bawa ko sa creator ng Tokyo Revengers. Right? For showing us the human side of this gang of Toman. Right? Talagang Tokyo Revengers has proved once again that it is a really good anime. Right? It is a really good anime. Pero 5 episodes in, ha? 5 episodes pa lang, mga ka-lifestyle, ang nare-review natin. But I can now say that it is a really good anime. It's a fucking good anime. I can personally rewatch this episode over and over again. Right? I can watch this episode all day because of the life lesson anybody else can learn from it. Talagang. For me, well, so far, it's the anime's best episode. It's the anime's most human episode. Let's be clear on that. Right? So again, Tokyo Revengers Episode 5. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, mga ka-lifestyle. Deserve. In typical Revengers fashion, no teasers. Alright? So talagang I really want to see the look on Naruto's face when Takemichi confirms na hindi talaga magpapatayan itong dalawang to. But kung meron mang papatay kay Draken, it'll most likely come from the other gang. Yung makakasagupa nila sa August 3 during that festival. Kasi in-announce na ni Mike yung yung the date of retribution. So I really want to see that I really want to see that episode go down. Okay? So talagang malaman kung paano gagawin ni Takemichi to Kung paano niya sasalbayin si Draken. Right? So let's wait for that episode and watch it. Wow! Okay. I'm gonna tell you why. Kasi number 1 reason ko, it has another crazy duel. Right? Kaizo has sold out to Goha. Right? Nakipag-alyansa pala sa Goha. Not exactly to Goha. To Goha 66. Yung grupo ng mga dissident employees ng Goha. Medyo, magkapareho ang goals nila. Right? So, he challenges Luke to a duel. To a rush duel, of course. He views Luke as one of his tormentors. Yung number 1 tormentor niya, si Yuga. Okay? So, while this was going on, Team Yuga was interrogating the restaurant owner. Yung owner ng Raminan, who's also the chef. Nabisto pala nila na hindi pala ito si Otis. Alright? So, pero may nalalaman pala ito tungkol sa Goa 66. Dahil minsan na rin kumain doon yung grupong yun. So, he tells all to Team Yuga. Final scene. Team Luke and of course the former Team Kaiso and of course the yung iba pa nilang mga kaibigan, they rush into Maximum Mountain. Ayun, nadatnan nila. Tinalo na pala ng Machine Cavalry ng Machine Cavalry at ni Tiger yung mga Goa 66. Ubos. Ubos. So, what? Through Luke, Kaizo was made to talk. Right? So, kumbaga, nilaglag na niya ang Goa 66. If you ask me, these are 66 of the most pissed off employees on the planet. Right? They would go to great lengths just to discredit their company. Grabe. Overall, it's a really good episode. Right? Pace-wise muna. Of course. Well, it's reasonably fast kasi there are lots of things going on here. Of course, the duel. Alright? And of course, yung investigasyon ng Team Yuga. Right? Na yung nalaman nila, medyo crucial yon. Medyo crucial yon. Excuse me, ha? Now, where was I? So, the pace was tolerably fast. Bakit? Kasi there are lots of things going on. Right? From Yuga's end, may nalaman sila. From Luke's end, may nalaman din sila. Pagtutugma lang nila yon, they now probably know how to beat Goha. How to beat Goha Corp. That mega company that is controlling their city. That is basically controlling their daily lives. Okay, even Rush Duels, it's trying to control. It's trying to control the Rush Duel format through this tournament. Right? So, tolerably fast. Kasi, kailangan. Right? There are lots of things going on here that need to be addressed. Flow. Okay. First gear shift. We all found out that, well, tuluyan ng humiwalay si Kaizo kay Yuga and he joins the Goa 66. Of course, hindi naman niya i-challenge into a duel with Luke kung hindi siya handa. Yup. His deck gave Luke problems. Second gear shift. Nung nalaman nila na nung nalaman pala nitong resto owner, biniso siya ni yung dating underling ni Gakuto, yung babae, yun, binisto siya. So, hindi pala yan. Pero, yun, may seconds later, they would eventually find out kung may nalalaman pala tungkol sa Goa 66. He spills it all out. Final gear shift, of course. The Machine Cavalry, Tiger, and Team Luke come together. Okay. Now they know how what you call this? How much of a high value target Maximum Mountain is. Hindi na pala siya tambakan ng mga dual disc or maximum cards. Nandun pala ang main dual server ng Goha. Right? If that ain't a gear shift to you, I don't know what is. So, 3 crucial gear shifts in one episode. I can't ask for more. Plot-wise, well laid out. Especially the dual script. This anime is slowly making its own mark as the Yu-Gi-Oh series that delivered the craziest duels. All right? Well, pero wag nyo pinaghirapan ni Kaizo si Luke dito. Right? With the deck he was using. Okay, nahirapan si Luke dito. He was down to 100 life points na lang. Right? Until boom, the miracle draw. Yun ang this is the crazy part. This is the crazy thing about Rush Duels When you got an empty hand, all you have to do during the start of your turn is to draw 5. Pak! You may have your finishing hand already. Baka nabunot mo na yung 5 yun. Yung 5 cards na kailangan mo para talunin yung kalaban. Right? That's the crazy part about Rush Duels. Okay? So, yun nga. Draw 5 siya. Pa! Everything he needed to kick Kaizo's ass is all there. So, nagamit niya lahat. Eventually beat Kaizo. I think may previous ng damage si Kaizo. Nope. Sorry, no OTK win. But anyway, it was a crazy duel. Okay? It was a wild and crazy duel. So, plot-wise, yun ang nagplancha sa episode na to. Itong duel na to. Okay? Yun ang nagplancha sa episode na to. So, yeah, it's a really good episode. not only, well, going back to the plot, not only did the duel iron out the episode, but also the conspiracies that were uncovered here. Right? Halatang season 1 of Sevens is coming to a close, and it was announced. Okay, and it was announced a few days ago. I'll get to that later. All right. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 47. 2 thumbs up. All right, 2 thumbs up. Now, going back to what I was saying a while ago. It was announced. Okay, it was announced that Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's will have a new OP, and it will debut on the June 20 episode. Right? So, based on that, we might season 2 may start on that day, June 20. Kasi, well, June is next month na eh. Mayo. It's May this month. So, ilang weeks na lang into May. Probably 2 weeks na lang. So, yeah. Okay. Season 1 is about to end kasi you can safely assume that with the announcement of the new OP, magsisimula na season 2 ng magsisimula na ang season 2 ng Sevens. We waited a whole year for that. We waited a whole year for that. Alright? 47 episodes worth. Dapat nung it took an 8-week break during the pandemic, during the early days of the pandemic. It took an 8-week break. Then when it came back, after 4 more episodes, it took another 4-week break. So, 12 weeks ang nawala. 12 weeks ang nawala sa run ng Sevens. So, ngayon pa lang magsi-season 2 ang anime na to. Right? Ngayon pa lang magsi-season 2. Well, it's been a year kasi April 3, 2020 nag-debut ang Sevens. So, it's been a year na. Dapat lang mag-season 2 na kayo. Diyos ko. Nakadalawang long break kayo during this pandemic eh. So, yeah, it's about time. It's about time for this anime to start a new season. Alright? And with in all indications from this episode, we are nearing season 1's end. Mukhang talagang magkakaalaman na kung sino talagang kalaban dito eh. Kung ang Goha mismo or these 66 employees. Alright? So again, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 47. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, mga ka-lifestyle. Next episode has been teasered. Parang to flashback. Alright? Kanina to, parang kay asa na ito eh. But anyway, we'll just have to wait for it and watch it. Well, based on episode 47, I couldn't wait for that. Wow! All right. Such a dastardly move on the part of the Moriartys. Okay, explain ko. Inassign ni William si James. Okay? We all know what his full name is. James Bond with an E. Okay? So, in the traditional James Bond way, he gets his gadgets. He meets up with their contact at Scotland Yard. What? Basically, it's an inciting to sedition plan. Right? Bottom line. Well, someone has been falsely accused kasi of being Jack the Ripper. And well, they played Robin Hood again with this somewhat dastardly plan to oust the chief of the Criminal Investigation Division of Scotland Yard. Right? Hindi nila kakampi to. Plan is set in motion. There is a secret ledger na tinatago ni Atherton yung head ng CID. They actually got that one. Ngayon, palalabasin nila ngayon na, well, Lestrade got it. But actually, Lestrade actually had it. Kasi binigay sa kanya ni Patterson. Right? Na talagang binigay ni Bond, who was disguised as a cop. Alright? Basta na siya lumabas sa gulo. Binigay yung ano kay Patterson, ayun. Ibibigay ni Lestrade kay Sherlock. Final scene. Well, my suspicions for that have been verified by none other than William himself. This is all part of the Moriarty plan. So ngayon meron na rin silang sariling connection sa Scotland Yard, which according to William's own words, will serve them really well with this plan. Dastardly, if you ask me. Overall, it's another fucking good episode from this anime. Alright? Woo! How can William think up these elaborate plans? Right? Just to add one more step to their grand plan. Pace-wise, moderate. Okay? Meron siyang fast part which came to yung talagang nagkagulo sa classified materials room, wherein Bond actually got the secret ledger that Atherton is trying very hard to protect. Nakuha niya yon. Then the pace suddenly slowed down. Alright? Just to make us understand the after effects of what Bond did. Alright? So technically, everything is falling into place according to the Moriartys. Meron na silang tao doon sa Scotland Yard na medyo may kataasan ng katungkulan. Yun nga, si Patterson, who replaced Atherton. Wow. Okay. William has this incredible sense of foresight. It's fucking scary. And the pace highlighted that. Okay, the pace highlighted that one. Yung flow naman, first gear shift, Bond was able to get into Scotland Yard in the most direct way. He got himself involved in a bar fight wherein Patterson was also there. Mukhang napatay niya yung yung sumugod sa kanyang may basag na bote. Kasi tapuno ba naman ng ashtray yung loko o talagang tatangking kang patayin. Tapunan ba naman hagisan ba naman niya ng ashtray sa batok? Kasi sinugod siya. Well, by the way, he got incarcerated. Well, he was incarcerated after that scene. So it's obvious. That guy's dead. Mukhang napatay niya yun. So, automatic, kulong. Nasa road na siya ng Scotland Yard. Ayun. So, his disguise, he was able to use his disguise na binigay naman ni Patterson, na pinabibigay naman ni William. Alright? Final gear shift, of course. their intended connection to Scotland Yard was promoted. Kasi nung nag-usap sila ni Lestrade, kinongratulate ni Lestrade si Patterson on his promotion to Chief Inspector. Yun nga, Chief ng CID. Wow! Right? 2 devious gear shifts in one episode. Courtesy of Moriarty the Patriot. In typical Moriarty the Patriot style. Galing. And the plot? What? Medyo elaborate. Pero, yung pagkaka-deliver, maayos naman. Right? But, I'm warning you mga ka-lifestyle. If you're too dense to pay attention to the details of this episode, don't watch this anime altogether. This is not for you. Alright? Matindi ang deep dive factor ng anime na to. And it showed here in this episode. In this particular episode. Alright? So talagang medyo elaborate yung plot. Pero, yung pagkaka-deliver, maayos naman. So, it'll be easy for fans of the mystery, fans of the detective, crime, and mystery genres to understand what went down in this episode. Alright? Or for long time anime fans like myself, maintindihan ko yan. So, the pace, the flow, and the plot, they all came together in this episode. Talagang, I almost couldn't distinguish one aspect from the other. Right? That's how good this episode was. Talagang, inisip ko talagang, paghihimay-himayin nyo ng mabuti in order to classify it as pace, flow, and plot. Moriarty the Patriot, well, I'm not saying, I'm not complaining, but it's giving me a hard time reviewing it. Kasi, wow. Lintik kasi ang deep dive factor nito. More particularly this episode. Alright? So again, pace, flow, and plot came together in this episode. Galing. Impeccable. So, Moriarty the Patriot, 2nd season, episode 6. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Alam nyo, medyo natawa ko rito nung when Bond was going to get his gadgets, get the gadgets that he needed for this mission. Parang ano ko talaga sinadya ng creator ito but he put in those James Bond feels. Kasi ganito talaga yung totoong James Bond Alright? Whenever he goes out on a mission, he goes to this gadgets laboratory run by that old man named Q. Taka na yung kaibigan yan. So, he would ask Q, ano ba mga pwede natin gamitin dyan, Q, for my, I got a mission now. So, I got a mission right now. So, ano ba pwede natin gamitin dyan? O, yun. Medyo magbubuting din si James Bond nun. Or, kumaga, medyo aawatin din siya ni Q. Oh, don't touch that. It's still on the experimental phase, alright? Don't touch that, James. Ganun yan Alright? The classic James Bond movies always have that particular scene where James Bond would select his gadgets from Q's laboratory. Yeah, parang there was a scene in this episode na ganun. Right? Bond actually chose the special gun and the car. Well, it's called an autocar during those times, historically. Kasi medyo bago pa ang concept ng automobile noon during the mid 19th century. Late 19th century. Medyo novel pa ang automobile noon. Only the rich can afford it, basically. Pero Bond has this for the gadget. Alright? Pero it's not as fancy as the cars the real James Bond uses in the movies. No. Simple lang. Parang ano lang. Andar-andar, wala pang Japorms lang. But it was wow. It was I almost broke into a smile, all right? But don't get this episode wrong kasi it's all fiction. All right? Kumaga siguro I think about it now, pero mukhang sinadya talaga ng creator na lagyan to eh. to favor the anti-hero. Alright? To favor the anti-hero. So, maganda yung mix. Okay, maganda yung pagkakasingit ng scene na yon dito sa episode na to. Alright? Bond needed something to help him accomplish his mission, di ba? So, doon siya pupunta sa kaibigan niya na gumagawa ng gadgets. Alright? So again, Moriarty the Patriot second season, episode 6. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, mga ka-lifestyle. Again. So, title of the next episode has been teasered. Hanggang doon lang. Pero, nakaka-curious ang title ng next episode eh. Do we have a Sherlock Holmes book that's titled this way? Hindi ko matandaan eh. Pero, based on this episode, yep, I'm motivated now. Okay? I am motivated now to watch that one. So, kaya, tutok na lang tayo. Wow! I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the biggest reason why I wowed it. Okay, because finally, this anime now has a real villain, right? And he's a douchebag named Yaguchi, right? Whom Sayu has slept before. Right? Ikiname na pala siya ng lalaking ito several months before meeting Yoshida. Right? So, okay, konting harassment, right? Sexual predator mode, natuloy niya. Well, this douchebag tried to rape her. Perfect timing naman si Yoshida. Sinipa pa palabas ang kanyang apartment. But he has some words to say for Yoshida. The only words that came out of Yaguchi's mouth is garbage. Okay? Basura. Typical what do you call that language? Oh, typical douchebaggies. Okay? You get what I'm saying, mga ka-lifestyle, right? I tell you, this guy is a douchebag. Okay? And you think John Walker of the Falcon and Winter Soldier is a douchebag? Nope. You haven't seen this guy, si Yaguchi. Right? This guy's a real douchebag. Okay? Basura ang taon to. Good thing Sayu has Yoshida and of course Asami to protect her. To protect her welfare. I really love the way how Yoshida kicked this douchebag out of his apartment. Alright? He has every right to do so. Right? He's the master of the house. He is the man of the house. And you disrespect a man's house that way? Kung gano'n na nang ginawa mo sa akin, sisipa, hindi kita papalabas ng bahay ko. Okay, final scene. After all that's happened, Sayu has reaffirmed her stay at Yoshida's house, and she's found a true friend in Asami. Based on what has happened, Sayu is now thinking of her future. Has started thinking about her future, which is good. Okay? Proud sa kanya si Yoshida. And of course, she told Yoshida, welcome home. Right? Beautiful ending. Okay? It's a beautiful final scene. Overall, it's a fucking good episode, alright? For the first time, I did not see any sleeper moments here in this anime. For the very first time. And to think this is a romance anime. Okay? Kasi, yung pace pa lang, okay na eh. Okay? Gaganahan talaga ang viewer na panoorin to from start to finish. Because, well, yung umpisa pa lang eh, we get introduced to the villain of this anime, si Yaguchi. So, of course, he's harassing Sayu to hook it up with him again. And pag hindi niya ginawa yun, syempre, ilalaglag siya. Ito naman si Sayu, natakot. Syempre, Sayu is only 17. Okay? She's a teenager. She's vulnerable. She's vulnerable to these kinds of threats. Right? So, then it kind of slowed down a bit halfway through the episode. Dapat lang. Kasi, well, Asami made her point really clear to Yaguchi. In essence, she's telling Yaguchi to know his place. Kumbaga, sinasabi niya kay Yaguchi, lumugar ka ha. She's no longer the Sayu you knew back then. Marami na siyang kaibigan ngayon na pwedeng pumotekta sa kanya. And I am one of them. So, you know what? This is what happens when you let your penis run your life. You got less friends than usual. Take it from me, guys. Right? So, it was well played. It was well paced. This episode was well paced. Yung flow naman, first gear shift pa lang sa opening scene na. Okay, of course, when nakilala ni Yaguchi si Sayu. Of course, medyo takot na eh. Nakakaramdam na ng takot nun si Sayu. You've seen it all in the opening scene. Right? And this is the very first time I've seen a gear shift in an opening scene. Right? And I thought, I'm bound to watch a good episode right now. So, yun. Second gear shift came when, of course, Yoshida kicks Yaguchi out of his apartment for disrespecting Sayu like that. Right? For disrespecting his house like that. Right? You ask, well, like I said a while ago, Yoshida is the better man there. And I don't give a fuck what Yaguchi was saying to him. Right? He's the better man there. This douchebag needs a reality check. And Yoshida just gave it to him. Right? Final gear shift came when, of course, nag-usap ng girl talk. Deep girl talk sila Asami at si Sayu. That's when Asami told her that whatever you have experienced already, there was a reason for it. So, everything will be okay. So, ganda yung sinabi ni, maganda yung sinabi ni Asami, because it is true. It's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. You should not judge yourself by your past. Judge yourself on what you can do for the future. Ganun lang yan eh. Right? Your past does not does not finalize who you are. But only sets you only you can set your own path. Right? Only you can decide who you want to become. Ganon ang essence ng sinasabi ni Asami rito. Right? So, she just put it in anime terms. Pero ganun lang yon. Very true ang sinabi niya rito. Kaya, Asami, you're a real friend. Okay? So, plot-wise, malinis. Right? The plot is super empowering. Okay? So, talagang planchado ang plot nito. Project number 9, the animators of this, probably laid the plot of this episode out really carefully, so as not to either waste it on Yaguchi's antics, or not to under-deliver on what the episode can, what message the episode can impart to the viewer, right? To its fans, if they're I'm very sure the Higehiro manga has its own share of fans. So, and I bet they're really empowered right now because of what happened in this episode. Kaya talagang masasabi ko na malinis ang plot ng episode na to. And empowering. Right? It had an empowering plot. I'm a personal development buff, so I know. So, again, this is it's a fucking good episode. Probably the anime's best episode so far. Right? The anime's best episode so far. Look, it had no sleeper moments. This particular episode, it kept my eyes wide open for the next thing to happen. Galing, right? This episode of Higehiro had no sleeper moments. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, hindi ako inantok ni minsan sa episode na to. It is that fucking good. Kaya, ano pa hinihintay natin? So, Higehiro episode 6, first time ever, 2 thumbs up. Yay! I'm gonna do the dance of joy. Yay! Woo! Finally, this anime got the 2 thumbs up from me. After my hair's getting in the way. After 5 tries, it came up with an episode that I could really sink my teeth into. I could really deep dive into it. What else can I say? Right? And I don't know why other why other anime critics are ranting about it. I didn't give a fuck because I didn't see any of the reviews. The only reviews I care about are mine. Right? The only reviews I care about are mine. So, but then, okay, it is one of the most empowering anime episodes I have ever seen. All right? You know what? If you're a teenage guy, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot from this particular episode on how to man up, on how not to let your penis run your life, on how to be a real friend to someone, and on how to become the person you wanna be. And I'm not just referring to teenage guys right now. I'm sending this message out to all the current generation of anime fans, right? Who are having life problems. Do you got a problem with life? Do you got a problem with life? Meron bang ganun ngayon? I don't know. Pero basically, this episode of Higehiro is a lesson for guys in general, right? Like I said before, it'll teach you how to man up. It'll teach you how not to not to let your dick run your life. And most of all, it'll teach you how to be the better man. Okay? A man needs to protect his friends, his family, and his property. Yoshida showed us all he gave us a how-to for of those three in this episode. Right? He gave us a how-to guide on how to do all three. Talagang wow, right? I'm impressed with Yoshida here. Talagang he totally manned up to the guy, that douchebag Yaguchi just basically harassed his way into his house, right, by threatening our best girl right now into letting him in, right? Mali yung ginawa niyang yon, alright? He simply acted like a douchebag here. And he needs a reality check. Yoshida gave it to him. Alright? So, if I were you guys, if you're a guy like me, I would start watching this anime. Right? It is starting to look really good. Okay? Sinabi ko nga sa inyo eh. Right? I was just celebrating several seconds ago for giving this episode the 2 thumbs up. The first 2 thumbs up for this anime. Kasi first 5 episodes it's either 1 thumb up or ganon. Hanggang dun lang. Whoop! Finally, this anime had a breakthrough. It the icebreaker, kumbaga, for this anime. I gave it the 2 thumbs up for this episode. And it deserves it kasi talagang it's a really good episode. I tell you guys. Right? And don't take other critics' word for it when it comes to Higehiro. Right? From my point of view, Higehiro has redeemed itself in this through this episode. It has redeemed itself. Talagang there are life lessons to be learned, especially if you're a guy, especially if you're a single guy. There are let's call this, of course, the usual romance quips. The usual quips of a romance anime are here. Pero for this particular episode, talagang bilib ako. Talagang I now have complete faith in this anime that it's going to finish its run on a rather high note. Right? Higehiro is only a 13 episode run. So, we're nearing the halfway point. We're nearing the halfway point na. Kasi next episode is episode 7 na. Kalagitnaan na yun. That's the halfway point already. So, what a way to build up momentum for that than with this kind of an episode. Alright? It's an empowering one and you should watch it too. So again, Higehiro episode 6. 2 thumbs up! Congratulations, Higehiro! You got the 2 thumbs up! First time! Time na the next episode has been teasered. Yun na. But, sino kaya yung pinakita doon? Do they have a role in Sayu's life or in Yoshida's life? That's a good question. So, what are we waiting for? Let's just wait for that episode and watch it. God, I loved it. But for this particular episode, I love this one. I really love this one. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna go ASMR mode on this particular episode of this anime because my wow is just superficial because it's probably only got 3 words. March is dead. Which, well, Fushi retaliated by transforming into the giant bear Oniguma. Hindi ako na-orient dun. And wow, did he lash out on Yaname because of the loss of his best friend, his mother. Right? Grabe. Muntik na akong umiyak sa episode na to. For a 5-year-old kid like March to be killed off that way by, wow, Hayase showed no mercy here. Right? She deserved to die more than March. Well, final scene. We see Fushi on the run from the Yanome. Right? He now has an entire tribe for an enemy. And lo and behold, he can now transform into March. Talagang, wow. The little girl has made such an impact on his life here on Earth. I think he did that just to honor her memory. The way he honored the boy's memory in the pilot by constantly using his form, his primary human form, using it as his primary human form. I really felt a lot of sadness for March here because she's such a little child. Hindi nga siya dapat gawing sakripisyo eh. Right? And in a way, he's also honoring the memory of his rival, si Oniguma, the giant bear. Wow. He really did a number on Yanome. He really left his scars on Hayase. And it's now Hayase's obsession to catch him. It's what the final scene is imparting. Overall, it's a fucking good episode. The pace was reasonably fast because they were trying to escape Hayase's madness. Alright? But they paid a really big price by losing March. Hindi nga siya sinakripisyo kay Oniguma dito pero she died protecting Parona who was defending them while they were escaping. Alright. The pace was reasonably fast. Then final third of the episode, that's when it slowed down because we I think Brain Space wanted to impart with us how sad this moment was in this anime. It's one of the saddest, probably one of the saddest episodes I have ever seen in an anime. Alright. It's probably, wow. Muntik na ako talagang umiyak sa episode na to. It almost made me shed a tear. and I just couldn't celebrate right now because of what happened in the story, which leads me now to the flow. First gear shift, of course, is that they were trying to escape. Second gear shift came when March sacrificed herself just to save Parona and of course Fushi. Third gear shift is when Fushi fought back. Wow, we have never seen Fushi this pissed off before. Now it knows the value of anger. Now it knows how to express anger. Now it knows what the word retribution means. It had to see a friend die in order for it to express retribution, revenge, anger, all those emotions in one go. For a moment, I actually felt sorry for Yanome here, the nation of Yanome. They felt Onigoma's wrath here. So final gear shift came when Parona had a chance to finally kill Hayase, because Hayase was hunting down Fushi. Nakita nila to their tallest watchtower on where she is, but unfortunately, Parona missed and only managed to hit her hand. Yung bow hand ni Hayase. But well, for me it was still a crucial hit, because if she can't hold her bow, the arrow is nothing. So Fushi in essence gets to live another day. Kasi payo sa kanya ni Parona to run as far away as possible from there and avoid the scent of any Yanome, even Hayases. Right? So, wow. Plot, pace, and flow, they all came together all throughout this episode. Right? As usual, no sleeper moments in this anime. I almost cried in this episode. From the moment March got killed by that arrow, talagang I really felt sad. Then her death scene reminded me a lot of Koro Sensei's death scene in Assassination Classroom. This was almost March's death scene was almost had that same impact from Koro Sensei's death scene. Halos magkapareho yung naging impact nila sa akin. Alright. So, Dear Eternity, Episode 5. Saddest 2 thumbs up I have ever given. Wow. And I thought the 2 thumbs up I gave the pilot of this anime was the saddest, but no. There was a much even sadder episode. This one. Alright. Did March do the right thing? But well, for her it was because hindi pa naman makakagawa ng masama ang isang bata eh. So, the only thing a child ever thinks of can only think of are good things. For her, for her, it was the right thing to do. March looked up to Parona like a big sister. Kumaga, yan. Tinuro niya talagang ate si Parona, and she doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. Okay. And well, the old lady they helped escape was also with them, and she had nothing to say because in a way it affected her. March's death. And wow, what else can I say about this episode? Bottom line, it's one of the saddest episodes I have ever reviewed. Okay, and one of the saddest episodes I have ever seen as an anime fan. Right, it's one of the saddest episodes I have ever seen. And well, that's another input for Fushi. And did you see the look on Fushi's human face? When he was his boy face, he projected a look of sadness. It was the first time that I've ever seen that look on his face, that sad look. He can now express sadness. And did you see the way he prevented Parona from killing herself in front of Hayase? That just goes to show you how human Fushi is slowly becoming. Right? Ika nga niya siguro, you don't have to do this, Parona. You have to live for March, because March gave up her own life for yours. Baka ganun ang iniisip ni Fushi that time. That's why pinigilan niyang magpakamatay si Parona rito. And as quick as that, yun nga, tinakas na niya si Parona. And this is the main reason why I'm doing this in ASMR, because I don't feel like celebrating this episode's 2 thumbs up right now, because I'm having pain in my chest right now because of what I just saw. I tell you guys, this is one of the saddest anime episodes I have ever seen. To Your Eternity is, well, it's just one of the reasons why, well, To Your Eternity is a great anime. Only 5 episodes in, I can now say that. Alright. So again, To Your Eternity, episode 5. We love you, March. You can rest in peace now. Next episode has been teasered, and wow, looks like we're going to see someone else that is not, that's most like Fushi, not of this world. In all indications from this one, I am going to watch the next episode, because I'm surely hope I'm gonna get over this. Maybe I'll just sleep it off. Basta, tutukan na natin ang susunod na episode ng To Your Eternity.